All right, take two.
Part due.
Can everybody hear us okay?
Gotta get comments up. We're not gonna hear no one.
All right.
All right, we're back on.
It
Hopefully
should
you
be
can hear us.
good. Can everyone hear us now? Let us know in the comments if you can hear us now. As soon as someone logs in. So now we just have to wait for someone to log in and we'll see if they can hear us. We'll put a little post out. Let everybody know that we're back up.
Pam, I call Pam and see if she can hear us. She's on her phone badly. There's two people watching. Now 0 people watching now. We lost everyone. I don't know why that didn't work. It's got to be that camera. There was no way shutting his thing.
Okay, somebody is logged in.
All right.
John Ruggiero, he can hear us.
Ah,
Okay.
there we go.
There we go. Now we're good. Now we know what we got to do.
All right.
So, part two. Kevin, take it.
I'm Kevin, and this is Dave, and that's Steve. We're Paranormal Unplugged. Take two. So sorry for the difficulties, but what we're talking about here is about everything that comes up in the paranormal field.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything. So don't be shocked what you hear, and make sure if you're kids, watch what you see.
Yeah. They may want to leave the room on certain episodes, I think.
Yeah.
But we were trying to figure out what to talk about first, and we all agreed that the first thing we need to talk about is the charity event that's coming up in just a few short months, and that is
Gettysburg Battlefield Bash.
right. This year it is no longer at the former location. That place, Pam and Steve just outgrew it and needed more space, so it is now at the Eisenhower Event Center and Hotel. And there are only 15 rooms left between both hotels. So if you still haven't reserved your room,
You're
you
gonna
need
be
to
out
get
of
on
luck.
it. You need to get on it because they're going fast. But it is definitely bigger and better this year. What
What kind of things you got going on, Steve?
We got the steampunk trailer back again. We have
Cool.
the Goblin Head from Maximum Overdrive. We got wrestling this year.
Steve's going to get in the
We
ring.
got celebrity bartending. We're gonna put Kevin in the bouncy house.
You told me you weren't going to put me in there this time.
Kevin is the bouncy house.
Yeah.
Hey, watch it.
Anyway, it's a lot bigger this year. A lot more going on. The rooms are cheaper. You actually get breakfast this year with your room, so you don't have to pay the $18, whatever it was at the Wyndham. So you get free breakfast every morning.
Oh yeah, and there you go. For the first time, who's going to be there this year?
Probably, John, why you gotta advertise right away? We didn't get to that, buddy. Hold on, we're getting there.
You're killing me,
You're
Smalls.
killing me, Smalls. You go too fast. Yeah, so John Zappis will be there. We have
Alright.
Dave Schrader is going to be there. I mean, I can go through the whole list. It's just easier. I don't want to waste time. So we got 1 hour. I'm going through all the people that are going to be there. But you can just go to the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash on Facebook. The whole banner's there. It tells you who's coming. I got to erase John off there now for him getting on here and cutting on John Zappis.
Well, good. You can put Kevin and I on.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what I'm thinking? I think at some point during that weekend we're going to have to do a live podcast for the show from the event.
Yeah, maybe we'll have it figured out.
So this year, hey guys, here's what I'm gonna do this year. This year we're doing, we're gonna be doing the wrestling. Next year, I think I'm gonna add the rodeo, that mechanical bull.
The one.
So we're in talks with the mechanical bull now. So we have mechanical bull riding. I think that'd be really cool too. So
Especially the Joker.
we'll have a contest. Who can stay on it the longest? Dave, you might ride it for a long time. No one knows the way you ride things, but
But
anyway,
$20 is $20.
like I said, you're gonna hear a lot of stuff on this show.
50 cents.
You hear a lot on this show. We're not one of the paranormal shows that we're gonna discuss like we'll discuss equipment because we are building equipment now. But we're not going to be talking about, when did you start ghost hunting? When did you start? When did you start? You started what?
Probably about 10 years ago.
No, I thought it was 20 years.
No, 35.
Everyone's 20.
It's 20 years.
Everyone's 20 years
Everyone's
ago.
20 years,
Yeah.
right?
That's your standard answer. You
Yeah,
down
20
the
years.
list.
20 years. So we're all in there. For
What
20
got you
You want to see
into
my
it?
diaper picture of me holding a red light?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I came out with 2 laser grids.
yeah. So anyway, we're gonna be talking about stuff like that. We're gonna be talking about tonight. We're gonna be talking about the drama that's going on in the paranormal field.
Drama.
It's just crazy now.
Too much.
It's getting really ridiculous. But getting back to the bash, we're gonna have bonfires, we're gonna have fireworks, celebrity bartending. Trying to think of everything. Pam's gonna kill me for my thinking of everything. We're gonna have an Italian dinner. There is a VIP party this year, our first one.
Yay!
That we're doing. So it's gonna be all Italian food.
Are we part of that, or do we have to pay?
You gotta pay. You get it free.
We'll be standing in the front with bus
Charity.
Yeah.
For charity.
Yeah.
So so
I've been plugging it at work.
I believe the
Yeah,
tickets
myself,
for that are, I think they're $85 or $80. Pam's gonna be putting a post up for the VIP party. We're gonna take, I think, we moved it today. We moved it to the other ballroom, so we can put almost 200 and some people in there and feed that.
That'd be good.
So I don't know if we're gonna go that high. I was looking at more of a calmer 100 people, but they still can go as much as 200 people.
That's fun.
You know what, though?
It's a lot of people.
I understand the desire to keep it small and intimate, but at the same time, if 200 people want to donate that kind of money to charity,
Right.
Why stop
That's
it?
all goes
Why
charity.
stop?
Everything from the bash goes to charity. So people know that already. We've helped out other people too. Last year we had a tornado go through the window,
we did.
tore up a tent, tore up 2 of my tents. We collected money to replace that tent for the person whose Ouija boards went flying all over the parking lot. This year we helped Alana, right? Alana Peckley. We gave her chair, her motorized, what do you call that?
Power chair.
Power chairs.
Power chairs.
Because she's paralyzed. So we gave her that about 2 months ago. So she has that now. So she's out using it. It's changed her life dramatically because now she can reach stuff in her house. So we're doing that. So each year we're adding. And hopefully we're changing people's lives. That's what this field should be about. It should be about changing people's lives, not changing your life to your pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the reason why I got into it. When we did Paranormal After Party, we didn't take a dime. Actually, we donated a lot, and we also donated to a lot of VIP parties. We threw the VIP parties out of our own pocket for cons that we went to. So nothing was really put in. Anything that was put in, that came in, that we did get, if we did anything, went into our vehicles, like the hearse and a police car we had, the wrap and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But pretty much that's what we did with that. So that whole show was ran out of the people who were on the show's pockets. Anthony, Flip, me, Mike Curtis, his wife Wendy, and so on, Ava, everyone that was on that show, we all worked our butts off. Ever, Julian was on there with us. I mean, there's a lot that we've done. So I just keep doing it. That's why I keep doing it. I might keep doing it. I don't want to take time for nothing.
I mean, the question is like, what happened to just getting a voice recorder and a camera and going into someplace and just being there, you know?
If you go
Feeling
back,
the energy.
well, John was just on here. John Ruggiero was on here. I met John in Patterson. John did this one of his first para-unity things he did down there in Patterson. You can see how much how this paranormal field has changed. It's like everyone wants on TV. That's the main thing. Everyone wants to be on TV. Believe me, when we paid for our show to be on TV. We all dished out our own money. At Paranormal After Party, that was all doing that. Anthony Romano put a lot of money into that and helped us out greatly. But that was all funded by us. And believe me, it was a lot of work. When you're on TV, people always wish to be on TV and all that stuff. If you're not with a partner that you're married to someone that's into the same thing as you on the field, it's really rough on the marriage because you're out filming. I mean, we go film for 3 days for 22 or 24 minutes of film to show on TV because we're a half-hour show. So then you had commercials, and then it had to air on Fox, CW, MyNet. I mean, Bob Christopher does the same thing when he was doing Ghost Detectives. Same thing. And he knows what it's like. So all these people that are been in the field for a while know it's like, don't wish to be on TV. Trust me. One, it doesn't pay. All right? Especially if you get on these shows. I know some of the people that are on there, they get like maybe $500, maybe $400 an episode. Yeah, it's good to get to travel. I mean, back in the day, I used to talk when Joe Chin was on Paranormal After Party. Joe used to tell me it wasn't about the money. It was more about traveling and getting to see these destinations on the network side, which was really cool. So I can understand that part, that you're traveling and you get to see all this stuff on a network time. So, but when it's on your own time, it starts taking a toll. It takes a toll on your marriage.
Well, yeah, you got to pay for a lot of that too, and some of the networks want you to pay for your own travel expenses. You know, that's what's crazy about it. I mean, and the thing is, when people want to get on TV and stuff, they're expecting to be making all this kind of money, and they're not. And then they take themselves to a different level because they've been on TV. And it's always interesting to see how.
There's nothing wrong with being on TV. If you're picked up, I mean, I congratulations, you got picked up. I have nothing against anyone get picked up. I'm glad they got picked up. That's great. The thing is, be careful what you wish for. I mean, because when you get picked up, then jealousy starts. And that's what I'm seeing in this film. Oh, you got picked up. Or I see someone that was on a group, and they only took that person from that team and put one of them on the show, and then the rest of the team was
pushed to the
side. And then that caused a big rival, too. I've seen that throughout the years, and the drama is just getting so bad. I wish the people would just quit it because it's better to share evidence and get along than it is to fight and argue. I mean, there's even lawsuits. I get on Facebook. If I defriended some people, and I'll tell you right on here, because like I said, this is unplugged, so I'm going to just tell you how it is. Mm-hmm. If I defriended you recently for some reason, it's because there was drama on your page and drama going on. And I'm tired of it. It's not what I'm about. I don't care about the drama. I care about me. I care about my wife. I care about my businesses. And that's what I care about. We didn't argue about this back in the day. We you know what? We don't text people either. Back in the day, we didn't take this phone and text because you can't read a text right.
Yep.
You take a text and you don't know how to take
There's
it.
no emotion in it.
There's no emotion. So you don't know if the person's angry at you or they're good. Pick up the damn phone and call the person. Ask them. Send them a text. They give you your number. Now speak face to face or meet them somewhere. Don't.
Because you know what? The difference between a phone call and a text is, congratulations, you're on TV. That could mean a phone call can mean, hey man, congratulations, your show got picked up. As opposed to a text message, right, which could sound, congratulations, I'm jealous because you're on TV and I'm not. Yeah. You can't feel the emotion of a text.
And that's a big thing too, because people can read into anything anymore. I mean, that's what the community's come down to with anything in paranormal or just general life. You have people out there that can take anything out of context to make it fit their situation, mm-hmm, instead of actually saying, hey, I might have read this wrong. Does this what you meant? Or do you mean this? And people just automatically assume. And there's always that old saying, Well,
it's not even that. It's getting worse now. It's getting to where not only they're attacking certain people, they're attacking celebrities, they're attacking, it's just getting worse. It's like, I got to prove to you that I can do something. Mm-hmm. Right now, everyone in the room's going, oh, he's not going to go there, is he? Yeah, that's where we're called Unplugged. We're going places.
We're going there.
We're going places that people don't want to go, and they won't even talk about this because nobody don't want to bring it up. They shove it underneath the carpet. And then that's it. And and then it simmers and it gets worse and worse and worse because no one talks about it. But why does someone get a picture and says, I think it's this? Why do they have to prove to you that it's not that?
Exactly.
Why? Why can't, when we did the show, and I remember Anthony Romano one time with me, he turned around and he said this. We had this little old lady in a restaurant. And she snapped a picture and she got a word behind her. And she snapped a selfie. She says, oh, I think that's, let's use name Thelma behind me, who just passed away. we weren't going to go to her and know that's a dust orb or something like that. We're going to let her think what she wants to think.
Right.
If that changed, she's
If
7
that
years
brought
old.
her peace of mind.
Exactly. Just let her think that. You know, is it hurting you that you have to tell her no, it's not? You know, that's what I'm saying. That's what bothers me. That's stuff like that's got to change in the field. And that's another thing at the bash, since we've talked about the bash. What I liked about the bash is throughout the years of doing it, I've seen a lot of groups break up and argue and fight. But when they got to the bash, I also seen them make up.
Yep.
You know, they came there and they talked it out, and next thing you know, they're out there hugging and
Doing each other's
yep,
shots.
yep, and partying with each other, and it's over and done with. It's that easy. I mean, I'll talk about it. You know, like I said, me and Bob Christopher, everyone knows we had a big fallout years ago, and we made it up. You know, I did it. I called his phone on New Year's Eve, and I said, "You want to do this anymore?" He goes, "Hell no, I don't want to do this no more." And we're back to exactly how we were, best friends back in the day.
Yeah.
And that's all it took was one phone call to talk it out. And, you know, I'll use myself as an example. I mean, there's things I've done wrong in the field, I'm sure. That
So will we.
you know, and there's people, you know, that I praise, and at the same time, I'm a little get ticked off at sometimes, you know, and it's how it is out in the field. But I don't stare and publicize it on Facebook.
Well, that's the thing. Facebook is just basically you can throw anything you want out there, and you don't have to be accountable for what you said. You can go into somebody's DMs, I guess you can say, and say something negative to them, and delete that page, and still have what they said. And the person's going, "Who is this? Why did they say
Right.
this?"
Right.
And that's the problem. That's, you know, I see it on my feeds that I have people say things, and oh, you put a picture up of this. Oh, well, that's not that, wasn't that, or it's not this, and it's just sad. It's sad that you can actually nowadays people don't sit back and actually talk and actually want to work things out. They just want to do that quick dig, that jab to cause an issue with somebody.
Right.
And I mean, that's not what needs to be done.
Now, I've had, there's people on here I see that that have taken me off that high step and lowered me down to see, no, you're better than that. Don't go saying, don't go on there. Don't post this. Don't post that. And you know what? I'm glad I have friends like that, because they're the ones that, if you listen to some of your friends, you won't do that stupid shit. And then you ain't go out there and say stuff like that. You know, it's,
Think before you do.
yeah.
That's
Right.
a big thing. I
Right.
mean, people don't even do that anymore. They're just, oh, hey, I'm mad at this person. Let me get my phone. Start typing things up and say things.
Yeah, you know.
And you don't need to do that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not necessary.
So
Well-
the field should start actually getting together. Quit making threats. So and so's going to sue this person, or that one's going to do this, or this one's, you know, it's just slamming people. I see it every day on there, every day. And it's so sad that we used to work together in this field, constantly work together. And it's just, equipment getting torn apart to show how it's built. You name it. You might tear something apart. You know, we know what the cost of parts are and stuff like that, but we also know the waiting time. We know how long it takes to print something
And build it.
and then build it and solder it and all that and put it all together, the wires together. So, you know, I used to stare too and go to a builder. Why are you taking 3 weeks well, now when you build, you know why it takes 3 weeks. You know that part that you needed. And believe me, we do get a lot of parts from China, because it's a heck of a lot cheaper than buying one. You can get like 5 for the price of one in the United States. And that's not the U.S. has to change. You know, everyone says, well, you're not helping the economy by, I understand that. But also when you're poor like me, you can't really do that.
Like you?
Yeah,
Like all of us.
How's this for a segue? You were saying people need to think before they act. Speaking of thinking, something that the audience may want to think about is booking a stay at this fantastic bed and breakfast
Yes.
where we're broadcasting from, the historic 1912 Hoover House.
Just
Very active. Just won an award for best bed and breakfast in the tri-state area. And so the pictures for that award ceremony that you guys were a part of are on Facebook. I just watched them earlier today. I'm still not sure why Jim's wearing gloves in the building. That's completely
It's the
different.
white gloves.
That is what it is. Yes.
Well, I think the reason why she's wearing the gloves is because she was going to pull weeds here later on that day. So,
Gotcha.
and so
But
just
since she
prior.
pulled weights the day before, that's probably why.
She
her
did
hands-
both days.
Yeah, so her
Yeah.
hands are probably chopped up.
But yeah, all you got to do is give Pam a call and book your stay. You can book for just a stay and be part of a public investigation, or you can book it all out for yourself and have your own private investigation. Either way, Pam is cooking you a fantastic breakfast the next morning.
Like Pam, come right on here. Let's talk positive. Pam, we've been talking positive for years, and no one listens. So if we just come out publicly,
Maybe we got to kind of shock them out of
shock them a little, and it's like, when we did Paranormal After Party, that was just shock with everyone. They're like, "What the heck's that? These guys aren't real investigators," and we really were. But
So I want to segue again real quick. I want to get into some of this equipment that you and Kevin are building.
yeah,
Some of this stuff is fantastic. You've got new designs for REM pods, you've got
like
laser
Kevin.
grids, and you've got combination
Kevin
models.
did show his pumpkin.
All right, this it's a pumpkin REM pod. So basically, it's gonna light on, and I don't know if it's gonna show up on there, but the whole thing lights up. So it is a REM pod. I use this
Let's see.
when my does ever do it like this here. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. The whole thing
It's like
lights up.
it's-
It actually makes me look like I have an idea.
So I took this with my daughters, and we went to Penhurst while they were out here, and we actually used this. And I have another one I didn't bring with me tonight that we printed out, and they actually worked really well. I mean, it worked really well, and people were like, "Where'd you get that?" I said, "We made them," and that's one of the things we're doing. I mean, it takes a while from the printout, but once they're printed out and you get everything wired up in there, they work really well. And then Steve's got his.
This is a dragon pod.
It's actually
So-
Steve's self-portrait.
Yeah. Actually, on this, it looks like what do you call it? Not RoboCop. What is that? Terminator. Sorry about
It's actually Steven Drag.
that. Speaking of drag, we have the dragon pods,
We have the dragon pods.
Yeah.
Which
which are really cool
they're
because
selling quickly.
so if you want one of these which are really cool because they have the dragon. What was going on that camera?
That camera.
That camera up there.
There. So, but we changed everything because we didn't work before when we first started. Easy peasy. If you want to know how to build these, all you have to do is look inside.
Easy to change the battery too.
Yeah, made the top come off easy. So you can just change the battery, no screws. So if you're out in the field, your battery dies, you can change it real quick. Slides back on, doesn't fall off because there's a magnet holding it. Removable antenna. Switch here on the side, bring it up, and there you go. Just lights up around. Feels pretty good running this too.
Yeah.
So I have it in blue and white. I have it in this. Try to reach around everything now. We got this other dragon, which is gold, and real gold, like a real gold color, and the other one with the red dragon on top.
Now, the newest things.
The newest thing we built here, and there's a guy in the room that has one of these already.
The monolith.
The monolith here.
Did he get it already?
Yeah, it's been mailed to him. He's got it.
Ah, there.
So monolith is a REM pod. Which one?
But it's not just any
And a
REM
laser.
That's not.
So you got REM pod, and then you got laser grid, which I probably blind everyone on the thing right now.
There you
go.
Blind you.
So
Don't look into the light.
the
Don't
REM
look into the light.
pod acts like a normal REM pod, but the motion sensor triggers the laser grid. So when that laser grid goes off, you know something's triggered it. Snap those pictures.
Right. And it stays on for about 30 seconds and then goes back off unless someone's not moving around it. If you keep moving around it and keep walking in front of it, it's going to stay on. So your grid will stay on. We tested the batteries on that. I went 2.5 hours with that laser grid on, and it didn't drop. It didn't dim out or nothing for 2.5 hours. It takes 3 AA batteries.
All right. Well, I think at this point we take our one and only commercial, and then when we come back, we'll get right back into it.
Okay.
So everybody stay tuned. We'll be back in a short minute. Look at you.
can
We'll test.
download the app, the thing to it.
Oh, okay. That's probably what it is.
That's probably what it is. Probably not cutting out your camera.
Oh, there's no commercial?
Yeah, it wasn't in there.
Hmm.
Check it out. And we're back, just like that.
Just like before.
Yeah,
Only
still
later.
hear us, right?
Only later.
So, well,
Yeah.
if these guys have any questions, you can hear us good.
Oh, we heard it. That was the voice from above. Where'd that come from?
It's
Is that
me,
Pam?
Margaret.
Guys, you're on the air still.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's Rebecca.
Everything.
Uh-oh.
All right.
That was the ghost from beyond.
God, can you hear me? It's me, Margaret.
If anyone in the chat room has any questions, please feel free to ask it there and we'll answer them.
Yep,
Oh,
I
my
am
God.
manning the chat room.
That's better him than me. Definitely.
Any questions on the bash? I'm sure there's plenty of questions. People call every day and ask something. Hi, Chris.
And my
Welcome
daughter's
in.
there, too.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
Christina.
we have Christina,
My wife's
and we
there.
have Claudia and Colette and Adriana.
Yeah, there we go.
So, yeah. Lots of people
We'll,
tuning
we
in.
will fix this sound system.
Yeah.
We figured out what we did. Kevin came in with a new camera today to use to look for the live stream. And we forgot the most important thing, the drivers. The uploaded drivers into the computer.
Yes.
So it was cutting out the studio. So we can't, our mics are useless right now.
our
And
test
our
cam
studio and our sound effects are useless for tonight, but we will be
Wow.
back. They will be working next show.
And the first one we would push is, you're fired.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll have that back up and running.
So here's the number scrolling across the bottom of the screen. If any of this equipment interests you, give that number a call, 717-521-7465. Get a hold of Pam and Steve and Kevin and let them know what you're thinking.
Well,
and what
let's
you-
ask someone here. Hey, Chris, if you're listening, you do have one of the monoliths with you at the house. Have you tried it yet?
Okay. And
Can
while
we bring, would Chris come? Why don't we bring Chris up? Can we
Chris,
send-
Chris or John?
Yeah.
how long from purchase to delivery, she says.
How long purchase delivery? Right now, you probably have a monolith, and anything we have here, you can have tomorrow, because we have a lot built. If we didn't have any in stock, 3 days. 3 days it would take to build and then get it out to you. So total within a week, you should have it.
Right.
Depends where you live. If you live a little further, it can be a little bit long, a little bit further. I only ship in the U.S. I don't ship overseas. Sorry, I just don't do it.
And Susan would like to know, how many investigations have each of you done, and which one was your favorite?
Old man, what do you got there? What
What
do you got there, old man? Come on.
Oh, I'm over 400 investigations, easy.
What's the one that stands out in your mind that gave you the most? What creeped you out the most when you went there?
You know what? I think the best one I ever did was
coming to mind.
one of the best we ever did was we were at St. Albans, and we were filming down, and we went down into there's a bowling alley down there. So we're down in the bowling alley. If you go out the bowling alley, you come downstairs, you're in the bowling alley. And if you go to the doorway and you go to the left, there's the furnace room where supposedly the girl was killed. All right, down there. So we went to go to the furnace room, and I had a camera, and we're filming a TV show, and I come out of the bowling alley, and I go like this, and something went boom, like a black shadow. I said, holy shit. I said, black shadow just flew right in front of the camera. It startled me. So when we slowed it down, it was a bat. I mean, the wing hit the camera lens. It was like, but that's the thing. Sorry, the other good place, Burgray Mansion. Burgray Mansion, I love that place. I was in the room. We were filming again, and I was doing an EVP session. I had headphones on, and actually, the wire was like, you can see it in the video if you watch the episode on Paranormal Operator. Something lifted the wire and then pulled it, and it actually pulled the headphone off my head. And then, of course, all the girls on the show screamed and ran out of the room.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's a good thing. I've had a lot of things happen to me. Scratched. That was at when the hell was that place? It was in, I want to say it was Tannersville. It's not Tannersville. It's over by Tannersville. And Daniel's Resort. That's what it's called in Pennsylvania, and it's closed now. It's some camp now. They sold the place, but the owner had us come in Daniels Resort and say to us, "Hey, listen, come in." He goes, "I got my workers are scared to work in the kitchen." So we're walking in, Anthony and I and the whole TV crew, and we're walking past the kitchen, and this is the spot where everything happens. Yeah, and Anthony's standing there, and all of a sudden he goes, "Dude," I go, "What?" He goes, "My arm's on fire." And we took the camera and we looked at his arm. You actually saw these like scratch marks form, welts on his arm, just form right in front of the camera, red. And then later on, we got IEVPs and stuff, and that was pretty much it. But when we were walking out, I had a camera guy in front of me walking backwards, and then I had one behind me. And all of a sudden, I got right past that same doorway where Anthony got scratched, and I felt burning in my back. And they go, wait. And they lift my shirt up, same thing. Like this, Bob Christopher was there. Claws right down the back of my back, these marks. And then I said, "Bob, I don't feel good." And he says, "Well, let's get you outside." So something just felt like something was trying to enter me. I just want to get out of there. So we got out of there, and I had these welts on my back from that. So I've had all this stuff happen to me back in the past.
What about you, Dave?
Besides stuff.
I'm probably between 150, 200. I think my most memorable ones would be at the Bel Air House in Bel Air, Ohio. It's a great area. You've got the Ohio River right there, so you've got all that energy feeding from the river. Right on the other side of the river is Moundsville, West Virginia, so you got the prison right there, which is unbelievably active, and then you've got the Bel Air House on the Ohio side of the river. And I don't want to say hooked in, that's not the right term, but made contact with the spirit of a little girl who historically had no interactions with the Bel Air House. She had actually drowned in the Ohio River, but I guess once she crossed over, the Bel Air House being the paranormal epicenter that it is, it was like a light in the dark to her. So she migrated to it. And I had gone into the building next door with a couple of guys and got violently ill. So much so that the owner of the Bel Air House, Kristen Lee, and my father-in-law, Jim, were deciding whether or not to take me to the hospital. And I said, let's have one more session. And if I still feel bad later, then we'll talk about it. Well, that's when they made contact with Emily. And she came down and touched my face. Like I could feel the slightest little hand on my face, and I felt perfectly fine after that. I went from migraine, projectile vomiting to like I just woke up from the best nap of my life.
And yours happened in the truck stop, didn't it? In the bathroom?
That's only when we were around.
For a good time call.
I had several of them that were really interesting that I liked. One that wasn't really a paranormal investigation that we were on. My daughter was in ROTC out in California. Everybody knows that I have moved from California to Pennsylvania so I can be free.
Smart.
Yep. And so we got to go down with the ROTC group, and I was a chaperone, and we got to stay on the USS Midway, the aircraft carrier.
Ooh.
And I was with the kids and stuff. We went on to a bunch of different stuff. So we're down in the engine room, and they have a control center in the middle of the ship. And so we were down there, and I was sitting on metal stairs. And if anybody ever knows, when you're sitting on a staircase and it's metal, and somebody walks down, you can feel them, boom, 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 the stairs move. So I'm sitting there. My daughter's down over here with the kids, and all of a sudden I feel boom, 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 somebody heavily running down the stairs. I look up, and as I look up into my cornered eye, she turned her head and got a cold breeze go past her. And I felt somebody coming down. So as we're leaving, I asked the docent, I said, "So I know you can't tell me anything. Is it or isn't it haunted? And do you ever have somebody walking down the staircase?" And I got told, "I don't know anything about this." And she took off up the stairs.
Huh.
But that was one of the great ones. But
Let me have
also,
a question. I'm sorry, Kat.
Is there a preferred term for ghosts? Ghost, spirit, envy, is there one that is offensive to them? Thanks for the question, Adriana.
That was something I actually asked the spirit. I couldn't answer that for him. I wouldn't know if a spirit's
Yeah.
offended by if it's called an entity or a spirit or.
I know
I mean-
personally the way I refer to them is if they're earthbound or if they haven't crossed over into the light yet, then I would refer to them as a ghost. And if they've crossed over, then I would call them spirit. But
That's a good way to look
that's
at it.
just my personal opinion.
That's a good way
Everyone
to
has
look
their
at it,
own, you know. So maybe Adriana, you're going to have to come to the Hoover House and do a session at the table or something, or get some EVPs out of the basement and see what they have to tell you.
And Chris is right here. That's another place, talking about places. If you want to go somewhere amazing, get a hold of John and Chris. Go on one of their
Come on.
investigations at the Sterling Mine.
I want to go to that one. That one.
That place is amazing. It's different. It's just like Pam and I, we're going to start doing the caves over here, the caverns. Doing something different is something that I like doing. I like going to places where, and there's nothing wrong with going to the place that everyone's done. Like Penhurst is great. I mean, I'm not mocking any of these places, but I like going to places that no one's done before. That's what I like finding. I like finding places, you know why? Because I don't want to hear, go in little Timmy's room and you'll hear, all right, so you know Timmy's there. You know he's there. I'd rather let Timmy rest and quit bothering him and go find someone else to bother over here. Essentially. Honestly, see who you talk to. And, usually when you do that and you go to a new place, usually get that special EVP get out, or something like that would be said to you.
The next question is also from Adriana. Who is your favorite investigator?
I'll tell you who I actually had a great time with, and actually it was a couple of them. It was the same night. One was with John Zappis. I did I did a car museum with John Zappis, and this museum was cool because it had a real diner in the museum that they saved. This old diner. I guess it was in Boyertown, PA, and there's a diner in this thing, which was really cool. So worked with John there. He was great to work with. And then Gene Snitsky, the WWE wrestler. Gene, if you've met Gene at the Bash, he'll be there at the Bash this year again. He comes every year. But Gene is 6'7", I think.
At least, if not more.
Yeah, he's really tall. And we were in Boyertown, the same place. And we went to Durango's, and we were down in the basement of Durango's. And we were investigating. And Durango's has these steel piping going across. And Gene, of course, you can't see the dark, it's pitch black.
Boom.
We're walking, all of a sudden you hear a bam. And he's like, oh my God. And I turned the light and smacked his head on the pipe. I started laughing so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then he walked, and I took my light off. He went another 2 feet and wham again against another pipe. It was so funny. Great. Him, Rick Savage was with us that night. Rick is great also to go with. So yeah, those are the people I really actually had a lot of fun. Besides also with Chris, and not to keep giving Chris and John kudos here, but we have great times. Bob, Chris, everyone, Gina, and then when we go down to the mines, we all work together. And that's what I like about getting back to talking like we were before. Working together is a lot of fun to work together. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to get back and have that fun time of just go out and investigate. You're not making money on it. You're going out there and going into a place as with friends and just having a good old time. That's the best investigation. I mean, if you got a thing and you make money on it, and you think we all do. We make money here when we do investigations and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but have fun doing it. Have a lot of fun because you have a lot of fun with your friends and goofing on
shots.
And
Well,
I'm done.
Get to that. I met John and Chris the first time here at the Hoover House. My daughter and I were coming down, and we were at a funeral when we came down here, and the first time we met you guys, and pulled in the driveway, and I almost ran him over. As I came around the corner, they were walking in the front of the street. I almost ran him over, and I said to my daughter, that's Jersey Paranormal. So we parked the car, got up, walked to the street, and I said, hey, Jersey Paranormal. And all I heard from John is, and? And we came back and we met everybody. Yeah, it's great to have.
Well, do you remember the time I walked in the front door and you and John and Bob Christopher are sitting in the living room to the left, and I went in and we started
Waynesboro,
Yep.
yeah.
singing and playing fake instruments, and we had a good old time.
Yeah.
Man.
best thing. Getting together and having a good old time.
I haven't been able to do it yet, but I mean, obviously John's having, so I have such a man crush.
We'll keep
This
him
will actually
active,
be my
John.
first time meeting him this year at the bash.
We'll make sure he has security.
Yeah, I am the security.
Yeah, you haven't met John yet, have
I
you?
haven't.
Oh God, he's down there.
There's been like 5 different cons in a row that I was scheduled to go to, and he was going to be at, and it just didn't work out.
I met him at what was it? What do they call it in Gettysburg? What was called for that? So I get a brain fart here and there. Dana Ringer's event.
Yeah, I know. They used to have language.
Phenomenology. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dana, or anyone else that's listening. It's brain fart here. But I met him there at number 2. There, we had the hearse there and everything else. And John was, when you walked in, they had a couch. When you used to walk in the Aspire, there was a couch sitting on the side there. And I walked in and I said, "Hi, Mr. Zappis." And he goes, "Hey, just come over here a minute." And I came over and he asked me who I was, and I got to him, sat right next to him, and that was it. I mean, he just talked to me like he knew me my whole life. It was really cool. That's what I like. Dave Schrader, same way.
Oh my God, that guy is unbelievably funny.
Yeah.
The only thing about Dave Schrader though is I feel bad for Shane Pittman.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he is the butt of every joke Dave makes.
Yeah.
But the two of them at
Yeah.
the bash that year doing the silent auction or doing the live auction was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a guy who knows how.
And I want to thank everyone. The bash doesn't happen unless you people come. And everyone taking their time. I thank all the celebrities that come and donate their time for it, because I ask, we would be able to do what we're doing right now, or show, if it wasn't for a veteran. Think about it. If we don't have our freedom, you're not allowed to do this. There's many countries that you don't even have internet. You can't have internet. So be happy that you're allowed to do this. So when you see a veteran out there struggling, help them out. Help them out. If they're sitting on the side of the road with a tin cup, throw money in it. I mean, anything you can to help them, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this stuff. And that's why we do the bash and we put everything out. Now we added Dana's wishes too, Dana's cause for all the gifts and stuff. And that was phenomenal what you people did last year. All those gifts in the hallway for those kids. You don't know how many kids are happy that got a Christmas because of the people coming to the bash and bringing gifts. Yeah. We're doing it again this year. So hopefully when you come to the bash, please bring a $5 gift, whatever it is. We're going to have it set up in the room there, in the hallway somewhere. I don't know where Pam's got it set up. And we're going to collect the gifts. We're going to do the same thing.
And tell them the price of the ticket.
The ticket's $20.
But that's the whole weekend.
Yes,
that's not a day. That is the whole weekend.
Yeah, the whole weekend.
That's 3 days for $20.
Yeah.
Come on. How does it get better than that?
The reason why we do it, that one, it's a charity event. 2, we want people to go ahead and spend money with the vendors.
Right.
All right. We want them to go around and vendors, they come there, they spend money to pay for their table. You want them to make their money back and some. So you don't want to be taking money from them and stuff like that. VIP party, we went, Cheaper's our first one. It did, it's costing us a certain amount per plate. I'm not sure. I was going to state that, but I'm not sure how much it's costing us. But it's all for charity, so that's where it's going. And we help, look what we help. We helped Atlanta out with her chair. We've helped a guy out with his tent when it blew away and stuff like that. Yeah. We help, helping Dana and all the kids and stuff like that. So that's what it's about. So that's what I love doing. I'm going to keep doing it until I can't do it no more. Pam says you got a lot more years to do it.
Well, but you know what? I think between you and Pam, you've touched enough people that even after you can't do anymore, somebody's going to pick it up. Yeah. Somebody's going to continue it.
And there's some, there's some things, there's things that, believe me, Pam and I want to go places. We're here. We run the Hoover House a lot. We run the store. We don't get the glamour to go travel places. I mean, there's cons people want us at. Can you come here? Can you come here? We can't shut down 2 businesses to go out there. And so we have to pick and choose. We've probably picked ones that are in the radius of 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours tops. I start going 5, 6, 7 hours. I can't. There's hotel rooms, and then I'm back. The business is closed for days, and just can't do that. So hopefully people understand what where Pam and I come from.
So another question: are you guys planning on having any special guests on the podcast, or is there anyone you hope to have on?
No, we're gonna have special guests on here. we just wanted to do the first one to let you know. We had some things. I had some things on my mind. I wanted to stay out in the field because I was just tired of seeing it on Facebook, and I figured everyone's like scared to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it, and the best way of talking about things is just say it, get it out there, get it over with and done. I mean, right away, my wife was the first one to come on here and said, "Quit talking negative." You have to mention it, because if you don't mention it, it just keeps going.
Festers.
It just keeps going. Yeah, it festers. Not with me, it just festers within the community.
Yeah.
And I like to see the community, and hopefully after the show is over, someone says, "You know what? I'm going to call so and so up, and I'm going to talk this out. I'm going to make the phone call." And you'd be surprised how fast you can solve something if you just call. Don't text. Don't write. Call someone. If you can't, drive over to their house, knock on the door, and say, "Come on, let's go out. Let's get dinner or something. Let's go talk this."
It'd be neat to see the paranormal community everybody getting together and able to enjoy having company and share stories and stuff. You don't see that.
It's not a competition, man.
Well, that's what it's turned into. It's turned into a competition
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
of TV shows or who's got better evidence. Or another new thing is dolls. Where all these haunted dolls all of a sudden come from? I mean, haunted dolls. Everyone knows I collect them, right? So I got, and I'll tell you a story how I got into collecting dolls. Everyone says that's weird, but Mike Frazee has Burn Break Mansion. He has a room with dolls. It's up the hallway as you go up, and he has it locked. And when we were filming there, and this is about 10 years ago, I went up to Mike. I said, "What's in that room?" He goes, "You really want to see what's in there?" I go, "Yeah." He opened the door, and it was full of dolls. I go, "Whose dolls are these?" They go, "They're mine. I collect them." And I said, "Why do you collect them?" He goes, "I just find them neat. Some of these dolls are neat." He goes, "I had one guy come over, and one of the dolls in there were worth $30,000. And he says, "That's why I lock it now, because I didn't know the doll was worth $30,000. But
right, 30,000.
yeah, it's a real high collectible doll.
What's the address? Of
Right. So that's cool. Now that the cat in the bag, Mike's gonna get robbed or something. I don't know. Mike, hopefully that don't happen to you if you're listening. I'm sure he's moved that doll probably to a safe somewhere. But anyway, that's the new things. There's the dolls are out there. Everyone's got a haunted doll now, and I have no clue what's going on in the field. I'm just like lost for words. Actually, it's like, why just get along and that.
Well, just so you know, we are on social media. So we do have obviously our Facebook page, and we have a YouTube channel that we're going to be uploading our videos to. We're also on, at least for now, TikTok and Instagram. So go ahead, and if you enjoyed this or you think you might, go over and give those a follow. And as the shows progress and as we line up some guests, we will definitely put those out for everyone to know ahead of time, so you can, as the saying goes, set your DVR to make sure you don't miss an episode.
We go over a few seconds, Ted, so don't worry. But also, like I said, if you get a chance, get to Sterling Mines, get over there, see John and Chris. You definitely gotta go see that place. It's all fluorescent rock in there too, minerals in the rock. It's just amazing to see that place. Come to the bash. 15 rooms left. That's it. I'm telling you. We've been warning people because every year it comes down to the last minute. If you want a room, please get your room now. You have to call the Eisenhower. Pam's number was scrolling on the bottom. I think the banner's gone. So her number's going across the screen right now. If you write that number down, Pam can give you the number to the Eisenhower, or just look up the Eisenhower Aspire Hotel in Gettysburg. You have to call in to get your room now. There's no more link. So please do that.
And that number you can also call if you want to book a stay here at the historic 1912 Hoover House, or if you want to call and ask about any of the equipment that Kevin and Steve have built. Or if you happen to be in the area, stop on by the store. It's the old Toll House right on Main Street here in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. They've got it all. They got it in stock. They got all your paranormal needs.
Yeah. Well, it's the biggest paranormal store on the East Coast.
Yeah,
This is true. This is true.
We're going to say goodnight tonight. And like I said, you see a vet, thank the vet. Did you shut us off already?
No.
Okay. And I'm going to say this every night. Thank you to our veterans.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not kissing you again.
Me either. Don't look this way.
Not until we go off the air anyway.
But guys, keep tuning in, keep watching, and it's going to get better. First episode is always a little rough,
Yeah.
and we'll get going from there.
Yeah, we'll get the sound going. We'll get our sound effects going.
Yeah.
That's when it gets really interesting. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Stacy Lee, Eric Galligan, Pam. Thanks for moderating. Adriana, thanks for some of
And
the
get
great
ready.
questions.
Out into the Dark will be premiering very soon. I just saw Eric on here. So
Yep. And that'll be on YouTube, right?
yeah, that'll be on YouTube. Yep, man.
Look for it on YouTube coming soon. Out into the Dark.
Check on what's the name of Stacy's podcast? Stacy Lee. What's her podcast?
That she does with
With
Andy.
Andy, what is that?
I thought it was called Andy's podcast.
No.
Stacy.
Andy's podcast.
Put in the comments real quick, Stacy, the name of your podcast, so you can let everyone know to check you and Andy out as well.
But we told you this was going to be a little strange, a little unplugged. That's who we are.
It'll get more strange and unplugged shortly.
And
If
there'll
we
be no
didn't get to your name,
apologies.
if we didn't get to your name, get ready. We'll
There
get
it is. Becoming Enchanted. Look for their podcast as well. It is called Becoming Enchanted. Thanks,
And
everybody.
John Chris's is New Jersey Paranormal.
Yeah.
That's
Jersey
right.
Paranormal.
Jersey Paranormal has
Yeah,
theirs
there's
as
one.
well.
And Gina has one too. Fox. What? Gina, don't hold me to it. My brain's fried tonight because we had this difficulty in the beginning. But we will announce ours too next time.
Everyone, be safe. Call that someone and work things out.
Yeah, work it out.
Come
Let's get
together.
this field back together. There's no need for all this fighting and bickering.
And we will see you next Wednesday.
If the spooks be spooky.